Section 1. The Dawn of Life. A story. Billions of years in the making. Our planet, Earth. A magnificent blue sphere teeming with life in countless forms. From the towering redwoods to the microscopic bacteria, every living thing shares a common ancestry. Imagine a time when Earth was young, a fiery ball of molten rock newly formed in the vastness of space. The atmosphere was toxic, the land barren, yet in this seemingly inhospitable environment, the seeds of life were sown. From the primordial soup of chemicals, the first molecules capable of self-replication emerged. This was the birth of life itself. Section 2. The breath of life. Cyanobacteria and the rise of oxygen. In the beginning, there was no oxygen in the atmosphere, but deep within the primordial oceans, a revolution was brewing. Tiny organisms, cyanobacteria, were harnessing the power of the sun to create their own food. This process, photosynthesis, released oxygen as a byproduct. Gradually, over millions of years, the oxygen began to accumulate in the atmosphere. This transformation paved the way for a new era of life. Section 3. From Soup to Cells. Life's First Steps. The early oceans were a cauldron of chemical activity, a primordial soup where life's building blocks were constantly interacting. Within this dynamic environment, the first cells formed. These primitive cells, the ancestors of all life on Earth, possessed the essential characteristics that define living organisms. Enclosed within a protective membrane, these early cells maintained a stable internal environment. They had a rudimentary metabolism, enabling them to extract energy from their surroundings. And crucially, they carried genetic information in the form of DNA. The emergence of cells marked a transition from simple, self-replicating molecules to more complex, organized structures. From these humble beginnings, all subsequent life has evolved. Section 4. A planet in flux, continents collide and life adapts. Our planet is a dynamic entity, its surface constantly reshaping itself over geological time. The Earth's crust is broken into tectonic plates, gigantic slabs of rock that float on the semi-molten mantle below. These plates are in constant motion, colliding, pulling apart, and grinding past each other. The collision of continents created vast mountain ranges, altering weather patterns and creating new habitats. The separation of continents isolated populations of organisms, leading to divergent evolution and the emergence of new species. As continents drifted across the globe, they carried their cargo of life with them. Organisms had to adapt to changing climates and environments, evolving new traits to survive and thrive. Section 5. Explosion of life. The Cambrian Era. The Cambrian explosion, a period of rapid diversification of life that began around 540 million years ago, is one of the most significant events in Earth's history. In a geological blink of an eye, the oceans exploded with a dazzling array of new life forms. Before the Cambrian explosion, life was relatively simple, dominated by single-celled organisms and small, soft-bodied creatures. But during this period, the seas teemed with a bewildering variety of new body plans. Rising oxygen levels in the atmosphere provided the fuel for larger, more active animals. The Cambrian explosion marks a turning point in the history of life on Earth. Section 6. From Fins to Feet, the Conquest of Land. For billions of years, life was confined to the oceans, but around 400 million years ago, life began to colonize the land. The first pioneers to venture onto land were plants, their ancestors likely green algae. These early plants evolved ways to extract nutrients from the soil and to conserve water. Animals followed in the footsteps of plants, driven by the promise of new food sources and escape from aquatic predators. Among the first animals to conquer land were arthropods, the ancestors of insects, spiders, and crustaceans. The evolution of tetrapods, four-limbed vertebrates from lobe-finned fishes, was pivotal. Over time, these fins evolved into limbs, culminating in the amphibians, the first vertebrates to truly conquer land. Section 7. A Primate's Tale, our branch on the evolutionary tree. The story of human evolution is a fascinating chapter in the grand saga of life on Earth. Our lineage can be traced back to the primates, an order of mammals that includes monkeys, apes, and humans. Primates share characteristics like grasping hands and feet, forward-facing eyes, and relatively large brains. These traits evolved in an arboreal environment, the trees providing both food and safety. Around 30 million years ago, hominoids, which include apes and humans, diverged from other primates. Hominoids are characterized by their lack of tails, upright posture, and larger brains. The evolutionary lineage that led to humans diverged from chimpanzees around 6 to 8 million years ago. Section 8. The Power of Thought. The Rise of Homo sapiens. The evolution of humans is marked by a dramatic increase in brain size. This increase allowed for the development of language, complex tool use, and abstract thought. With language, we could share knowledge, coordinate activities, and pass on traditions. Tools became more sophisticated, enabling us to hunt more effectively, build shelters, and create art. From early hominins to Homo erectus, our ancestors steadily evolved towards greater intelligence. The emergence of Homo sapiens around 300,000 years ago marked a turning point. With our large brains and advanced cognitive abilities, we spread across the globe and shaped the world. Section 9. Shaping the Planet. Humans as a Force of Nature. As our species spread across the globe, we became a force of nature ourselves. We cleared forests for agriculture, built cities, and harnessed the power of fossil fuels. The impact of humans on the planet has been profound. We have altered the composition of the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. We have driven countless species to extinction, reducing biodiversity. Yet we are also capable of great ingenuity and compassion. We have developed technologies to generate clean energy, reduce pollution, and conserve wildlife. The challenge for our species is to find a way to live sustainably on this planet. Section 10. The Future of Evolution. Where do we go from here? The future of human evolution is uncertain, but one thing is clear: we are still evolving. The forces of natural selection are still shaping our species. Intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation will likely be key to navigating the challenges of the 21st century and beyond. Technological advances such as CRISPR gene editing raise the possibility that we may one day influence our own evolution. This raises profound ethical questions about the limits of scientific intervention. As we continue to evolve, it is essential that we remember the lessons of our evolutionary past. Section 11. A Legacy of Wonder, Our Place in the Cosmos. From our humble beginnings as single-celled organisms to our current dominance on Earth, the journey of life has been extraordinary. We are part of an unbroken chain of life stretching back billions of years. As we gaze out at the vastness of the cosmos, it is humbling to consider that we are the only known species in the universe that has evolved the capacity to contemplate its own existence. The story of human evolution is not yet finished. The choices we make today will determine the course of our future evolution. May we have the wisdom to choose wisely, to preserve the precious gift of life, and to ensure that the story of human evolution continues for generations to come.